So my final question this time last week was, are you going to keep City up? Your one-word answer was absolutely. I mean, you did it, but you were really quite downbeat in your interview on Monday. How do you feel now you've had a few days to reflect on avoiding the drop and the season in general?
Yeah, I mean, last week you asked me the question and, I truthfully gave you the answer. And I gave you that answer because I was convinced that either Hednesford on Saturday or Brackley or Monday, we would win. And that was probably why I was a little bit fed up on Monday, because I didn't want us to fall across the line. I want us to burst across the line. And we didn't. We had to rely on Histon's results for us to be in the Conference North next season. So I was a little bit disappointed because we take the lead and we go and lose it. Hednesford on Saturday, dominate a game and lose it. That just about summed our season up in 2 games. Not quite good enough to win them when, on the balance of play, we should have done. So clearly that's got to change for next year. But obviously, we're very thankful that we have secured our place in the second tier of non-league football for the 2014-15 season. So we are pleased. Probably don't quite feel that way at the moment, but I'm sure at some point we will realise, despite everything, it's been a really tough, long season, that we've managed to secure our status.
You said Monday you knew why City had suffered second season syndrome, but didn't elaborate. Are you able to share your thoughts with us now on it?
We were complacent. I had a group of players last year who were highly motivated to prove that they were good enough to play at that level of football. I had a very highly motivated, including myself, management team who clearly wanted to prove they could coach and manage at that level. And I didn't really see that this year enough. All round, we didn't show the hunger and desire to achieve results again this year. And that's the reason for second season syndrome. Lads get complacent, they get comfortable, they think they've cracked it, and when you think you've cracked it, that's when you start to fall apart, and that's what's happened to us this year. So next year, it needs to be a different mindset. It needs to be a group of people, players and staff who are up for the challenge every single week. That way you'll get better results than we got this year.
So you've got Wilmot, Cook and Basham have been your 3 most experienced players this season who've played at a higher level. We already know that Basham's announced his retirement now. I thought Jamie was going to spend some more time on the golf course. What about Wilmot as well? How are they standing?
Well, Bash indicated to me before Christmas that he was thinking that way, and I sort of said I'd think, because it's a big decision to make. You don't retire from football very often and come back, especially at 36. And he confirmed that with me a couple of weeks ago. Chris in Cookie, as far as I'm aware, are playing again next season. So, I'll have to think about what I'm going to do with them for next year, because they're both out of contract. When your career finishes, you probably don't quite realise the enormity of it when it happens. Because I was 35, Bash is 36. You've had a lifestyle and a way of living, and football's been a massive part of it for 20 odd years. And all of a sudden that's gone, especially the playing bit of it, it's gone. And the playing bit's the best bit, without a shadow of a doubt, it's the best bit. And you're not ever going to get that back. So when Bash walks off that pitch on Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock, I want him to walk off to the knowledge that he's played his part in us winning the game. His teammates have had a good go for him. The supporters are patting him on the back. We sit in the dressing room, we have a beer, and we are a happy group of footballers. We realise it's been a tough season, but football can get people together. It can make people forget what's happening in the reality of real life. They can turn the switch off for an hour and a half, 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon, and get on and enjoy what they're doing. And football does that. Whenever I meet ex-colleagues, slap pats on the back, talking about old times. Unless you're in football, you don't get the opportunity to do that. So, big thing for Bash on Saturday, and I want to make sure he goes out in the fashion that he'd like to go out in.
You're going to want to go out and win, okay? So you will be sentimental, give him a run out, okay, regardless?
I don't think sentimentality comes into it. I'll pick my best team, and if that means picking Bash on Saturday afternoon, because the way we want to play suits him better than others, then that's what I'll do. And Bash understands that. He's been a professional footballer for 20 years, so he'll understand it. A manager will pick a team that's going to win a game. If Bash is in it, then that's the icing on the cake for him. He's
been a great servant at the club, and you said before he's been a model professional to the younger players in the team as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Bash is, as a man and a bloke, he's a lovely fella, and honest, full of integrity, conscientious, and just a really decent bloke. I think footballers get tarred a lot with the same brush, and people, in this day and age, cannot wait to point a finger and and have a dig at players in my profession. And you can probe and prompt and dig as much as you like. You wouldn't be able to do that to a Steve Basham, because he's lived his life by simple rules of honesty and, you know, and working hard, and that's what he'll be remembered for, as well as scoring a lot of decent, well-constructed goals.
How long after the final whistle goes on Saturday do you forget this season and start planning for the next one, Mike?
Well, probably I've already started thinking about next year. Straight after the game, we'll probably stood in the bar chatting about next season. It's a difficult one, really. I've been very much a case of, once the season's finished, get on with it quickly, sign players quick and get pre-season sorted out and stuff, and just make sure we're all ready early. I might do it slightly differently this year. I might have a change, because I think that's one thing that might need freshening up. I might just sit tight with a few things for a few weeks and just see what develops, and not get so embroiled in trying to sign players so I've got a full squad from day one. So although you think about it, I may not act quite as quickly this year as I have done in previous years.